Hello, many of you that are frequent viewers of the channel will probably know that at some point in this channel's history it was posting game development updates. That was for a game called CrossPlanet that I was the co-founder and creative lead on for about 4 years. The game at its core was essentially third-person Halo mixed with a little bit of Quake and Unreal Tournament and then elements of other games such as Gears of War, and overall was just kind of like an indie version of all of those games mixed together. The game went on a hiatus for about 6 months as we released a public demo and then just kind of decided that things were taking too long, the project was costing too much money. I obviously at the time had lost my job and couldn't facilitate the time or money that goes into that project, and therefore it halted. And at that time we had around between 4,000 and 5,000 wishlists on Steam, around 500 to 600 registered users that have at least once played the game. And yeah, we released the demo. Sadly, the demo didn't do as well as I'd hoped. About 250 to 300 people downloaded it, which is less than hoped. I would have hoped for about double that, unfortunately. But we realized that along the game's development, we made several changes that our community didn't really appreciate or didn't want or didn't agree with. Things such as catering towards mobile was a decision that looked good on paper. Obviously, having a game playable on tons of different platforms is a good thing. More users, a wider reach, etc. But in doing so, we had to decrease the game's graphics in order for it to run on mobile devices, and even then, to be honest, it didn't run brilliantly. You were getting an average of between 30 and 60, and that was if you were on a decent phone that had 8 gigabytes of RAM or above. So if you're on a phone that has 2, 4, or even 6 gig of RAM, you probably couldn't even launch the game. So the mobile efforts didn't really pan out too well. Well, me and Andre, the co-founder, the guy that has been building the game for as long, or even I guess longer than me, we sat down on a Discord call about a month ago maybe, and kind of discussed everything from graphics to mechanics, to disagreements with the game, to all the bugs, the marketing strategy, just everything, like all encompassing what we've done, what we've learned. And ultimately we decided that we should continue it, which is something I didn't expect. I thought my game dev journey was going to be on pause for at least a couple years, but it seems like 6 months is how long it was on pause for, because now we're actively developing the game again. And we just released a new YouTube video on the CrossPlanet channel and on our socials and Discord, showing a graphics comparison between 2024 and 2025. And it's a substantial increase. Effectively, what we did in the simplest format I can explain to you is Unity, the game engine we use, has 2 render pipelines. Actually, it has 3. But for us, we've only ever used 2 of those. So that is the universal render pipeline and the HD render pipeline. CrossPlanet in 2023 was using HDRP, the HD render pipeline, and that is when our graphics looked pretty good. However, HDRP was not very optimized back then, and we made the decision to revert to URP, which is the more mobile friendly version that doesn't look as good, but the performance was an increase as a result. Now HDRP has somewhat been optimized, it seems, and the game runs better on that version. We tested it. So we've gone back to HDRP. So we've changed our render pipeline several times. But yeah, effectively, the graphics look good again, which is something that many members of our community are happy with. As you know, 99% of our community is PC players. And when we said we were catering to mobile level graphics, I don't think they were pleased. Now, mobile is no longer a focus. It's still something that we plan to do at some point. However, PC is the core focus, and therefore the graphics are back at the high definition, high fidelity level, and we'll deal with mobile later when the time comes. We've also removed 2 maps from the game and 2 game modes from the game. Both of these maps and game modes had several bugs and issues, and we felt like it just wasn't worth the time trying to fix them, as the game, in summary, has a lot of content that is half-baked rather than a small amount of content that is very well cooked. And we decided to kind of strip the game back a little bit, remove a couple maps, remove a couple modes, and polish what is left over. We've also removed a few characters as well. And the project in total will be smaller than the original scope, but it will be more polished than the previous version we released, which was the demo on Steam. And I think that's a good direction. We've also decided that we will bring back the PvE content we had. So if you've ever played the game at any gaming festivals like Insomnia in the UK or any of our playtests, you may have at one point played our PvE, which was boss battles, and Safeguard, which is our horde mode. We're going to bring back some variation of PvE, maybe a combination of those two as one singular mode, as we do realize that it's important that there's also a single player experience or a co-op experience in the game and not just multiplayer. It will be very hard for us to survive as a multiplayer only title when we're competing against big dogs such as Halo and now Splitgate, Call of Duty, I guess whatever else is popular out there right now shooter wise, like Delta Force and Marvel Rivals and Apex, and every Valorant, CSGO, everything. There's so many competitive based shooter games out there right now. So yeah, having a single player and co-op experience where you can fight hordes of insects or aliens or ice creatures or whatever, and then a big boss at the end, is something that we want to put more of a focus on when we've polished the PvP experience. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. So basically, CrossPlanet is coming back. We are working on it. We're not working on it as much as we were before. Like, some of us were putting in like 4 to 8 hours a day. I have a full-time job now. I'm trying to do my YouTube channel. In fact, I guess 2 YouTube channels. And I also want to play as many new games as possible. That's on my to-do list. I'm trying to somewhat be fit and eat healthier, etc. as well, work out more. So I'm putting in like 30 minutes to an hour each day on CrossPlanet at most. So yeah, it's just a passive project again for fun, and it's done when it's done kind of thing, which I think is what's best. So yeah, one thing I do want to say though is that because the game was on like a 6-month hiatus, we have lost quite a lot of the followers, it seems. Discord lost like somewhere between 35 to 50 members. Steam wishlists went down a tremendous amount. We're looking at probably like 300 people, maybe a little bit more, de-wishlisting the game. So we need to kind of rekindle the community and potentially invite some new people in to help test the game, try new playtests when we release them, QA for us, etc., and just stay up to date with it. So if there's anyone watching this video that hasn't ever heard of it, or has heard but hasn't joined the Discord or followed on any socials or anything like that, please do, because it is active again. And yeah, it's going to be like a part of my channel again, is doing gameplay videos of that, maybe live streaming the QAs or the playtests, publishing the trailers and stuff on my channel as well to help promote it, and giving you guys like occasional dev updates and things. Who knows, maybe even like dev live streams at some point. I've done them previously. So yeah, that's kind of it. Just wanted to let everyone know that it's back. You will have probably seen gameplay in this video. I think we're at the stage where we've decided we can show gameplay and things now. So yeah, if not, you'll be watching probably Splitgate 2, or maybe a combination of both. Yeah, make sure you go to Steam, wishlist CrossPlanet, give it a follow on socials such as Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and hopefully I'll see you whenever we do our first playtest back, which I would estimate would be in the next couple months. So yeah, alright, thanks for watching this video, and goodbye.